Welcome to Vedic Astronomy Initiation and Exposure course. Today, from Step 10, we are going to have a formal exposure to the mathematics of Vedic astronomy availed by the Lagd Vedanga. The focus of this initiation, as such it is in fact is the first step of the mathematics. We have to begin with the first day and we to reach at the last 1830th day. This initiation being as such, therefore let us open a new page in our notebook and let us make it specific mention that we are going to cover a range of 1830 steps, and each step being a day or formally technically tithi. Therefore a range of 1830 units, unit being a day, a tithi, so this much is going to be a coverage. For this coverage we are having technical terms yuga, sanvatsar and month, paksh, ritu, and naturally tithi or the day as the seventh term. In terms of these 7 terms, we have to begin a coverage of a full 5 years yuga. So this period of 1 to 30 days duration as a unit of a timeline. It is this timeline as a unit which is being worked out by the Lagd Jyotish Vedanga. It is being chased. The last day naturally is going to be in respect of these 7 terms: last day of Yuga, last Sanvatsar, last Ayan, last Mas, last Paksh, last Ritu and last Tithi. Therefore beginning and end means Adi and Ant. These are the technical terms. These in fact are the formulations. Because these are formulations, these will take us to TC value 8 plus 2 means 10. Here we will be having a TC value 1 plus 13. This 10 and 14 as such are the pair of values which are being availed for this chase. 10 we know takes us to a raised to power 5 is to 10 b raised to power 4. That is the creative boundary of 10 components of a transcendental domain. And 14 as such takes us to a raised to power 7 is to 14 b raised to power 6. That is the self-referral boundary of 17 components of 14 components of 7 space. That is the solar universe as the self-referral boundary of a pole star. Therefore it is this beginning to end which is going to be a complete unit. So we will be beginning with the creative boundary of the transcendental domain, while reaching at the self-referral boundary of a unity state. It is this 5 space means the Akash Tattva, and it is here the value 7, that is the Dhruv. Therefore Akash Tattva to the Dhruv is the reach which is along the creative boundary to the self-referral boundary. Therefore, 4 space is playing the role of a boundary of the 5 space as a domain, and 6 space is playing the role of a boundary of a pole star as 7 space, and 4 space is the creative dimensional order of 6 space, while 5 space is the transcendental dimensional order of a 7 space. All these features are inherently being availed for having a start, a well start, a beginning, and have a complete reach, the end. So beginning to end, everything is fully mathematized. So it is here that we are at the Akash Tattva, or the transcendental domain, enveloped within a creative boundary. And reach here is up till the pole star, a unity state as 7 space with the self-referral boundary. In the solar universe, our is playing the role of a self-referral boundary, while the transcendental domain of Kash itself is playing the transcendental boundary of the self-referral boundary. It is here in this way that we can see that whole of the phenomenon as such is well connected, integrated, unified format. So we have to begin like this and we have reached up till this, and it is to be reached as a unit, and this unit chase as such is going to be mathematized. It is this mathematization of it is this mathematics which is the mathematics of the Ganita Upsutras. Ganita Sutras are 16 in number, while Ganita Upsutras are 13 in number. Both these sutras and upsutras make an integrated mathematical domain. However, here for the chase of the mathematical steps of the Jyotish Vedanga, we have to in particular avail Ganita Upsutras. Here, the first Ganita, there are 13 Upsutras, but out of these, initially at this stage, we want that we should be fully exposed to, and we shall be intimately face to face with the first 4 Upsutras. The first sutra, as it is Anurupe, amounts to a proportionate. This is proportionality of a symmetry. It is a symmetry of the form, follow the form as it is. Now the second Upsutra is Shishyate Shesh Sangya. It is here where it is helping us appreciate as to that when we will be having a different units or different ranges, then when we will be having a comparison thereof, then we will know that these may not be the complete multiples of the altered units, so there may be a parts as well, or the remainders. So the focus here is upon the remainders. Here it is a focus upon symmetry, then here it is a focus upon asymmetry. So symmetry to asymmetry is a requirement, is the reach which is to be appreciated, and the same is to be worked out. Then a step ahead, there is Adi, Aden, Antim, Anten. Here the first word is Adi, and the another word here is Ant. This Adi and Ant are the pair of words. Therefore, when we will be having a pair of units, say of different lengths, and when we will want to have a comparison of the same, then the method is going to be the format being supplied by the Ganita Upsutras is that beginning is to be associated with beginning, the end point is to be associated with the end point. So Adi Aden, beginning with the beginning and end with the end. This is the basic format, and here it is that it is going to be of 7 steps. So such comparisons are to be up till 7 steps, because the linear order sequencing will take us only up till 7 steps, and thereafter there is going to be transition and transformation to a spatial order. Therefore, these are the 4 initial sutras, and these are the initial values of the formats of these sutras, of this mathematics, which is being at present attracted by us. We are attracting these values and features of first four Ganita Sutras to have a proper initiation and a chase of the mathematics of the Lagd Jyotish Vedanga. This Lagd Jyotish Vedanga, as we have put it, is to have a coverage of first to the 1830th day. So this unit with its beginning value as value 1 and the end value being as 1830. Therefore, it is this reach which is going to be the coverage reach. Therefore, let us make a specific note as that today we are formally entering the chase steps mathematics of the Lagd Jyotish Vedanga. These chase steps are being the chase steps of a range. So let us draw a line. Let us call it a timeline. Let us put the beginning point as A and the end point as a B. Here let us put up the value 1 and here let us put the value 1, 8, 3 and 0. It is this range which is to be covered. It is for this coverage we know that we have to begin here with a yuga. So first date is going to be the beginning initiation of a yuga. And this date is also going to be the beginning of the first year, first Sanvatsar itself. This is to be of the first year. So each of the Sanvatsar or year is of a pair of ions, means it is a pair of hemispheres. Each year as a solar universe sphere is of a pair of hemispheres. These pair of hemispheres would mean the half years. So we will be having pair of half years, means this pair of half years for 5 years yuga will give us 10 ions, will be having 10 hemispheres. So this range of a yuga of 1A to B is as ions is going to be a setup, a duration of a 10 units, 10 hemispheres. The first hemisphere is going to be the starting point. The first day is going to be the first hemisphere day itself as well. And then here to have a proper distinction for the first and second hemisphere of a year, these are called northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere. This northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere are having the technical names Uttarayan and Dakshinayan. The Lagd Jyotish Vedanga is accepting Uttarayan as the first ion and Dakshinayan as the second ion. As such, the beginning is going to be, when it is going to the first day, it is going to be a beginning of a yuga itself, then it is going to be beginning of the first year, and of the first year as well it is going to be of a Uttarayan. Therefore it is a feature which shall be noted down with a specific attention, as that the Lagd Jyotish Vedanga is initiating, is beginning the first day as the first day of the Uttarayana. Therefore this chase of the Lagd Jyotish Vedanga is beginning with the Uttarayana. So first ion, first hemisphere is Uttarayan. We will begin with Uttarayan. We will begin the first day of the Uttarayan. And when we will be reaching at the last day, that means it will be of the last ion, and last ion is going to be Dakshinayan. Therefore we will begin with the northern hemisphere as the first ion, and we will reach at the southern hemisphere as the 10th or the last ion. So northern hemisphere, southern hemisphere are the sequence of each year, and like that we will be reaching at the last as the southern hemisphere. Therefore the beginning is going to be with the Uttarayan, the first day of the Uttarayan, and the end is going to be the last day of Dakshinayan. So the last day, so it would be the conclusion day, conclusive day and reach day of the southern hemisphere. So last day of the southern hemisphere is of value 1, 8, 3 and 0. So placement of the last day of the southern hemisphere is going to be here, while the beginning of the Uttarayan, the northern hemisphere, the first day, is to be at the value 1. So value 1 is the value of a northern hemisphere beginning, and value 1830 is the end reach value of the southern hemisphere. It is going to be the 10th. So it is the 10th hemisphere. So first hemisphere first day and the 10th hemisphere as the last day is going to be this fixation. And like that we can reach at the months as well, and then the paksh. So from month to paksh, let us appreciate that the 1 year is being taken as of a duration of a 12 months. So first month is the beginning and the 12th month is going to be the end. Now each month is being divided into two parts. These parts are called paksh. So this pair of paksh would mean will begin with the first and will reach up till 24. Therefore, the beginning is going to be the first paksh and the end is going to be at the 24th paksh if we go this sequence. So therefore, when we have a mass or a month, then each mass is a setup of a pair of a paksh. The first paksh and the second paksh. First paksh is called a Shukal paksh. So let us note down this technical term that Shukal paksh is the first paksh and the Krishan paksh is the second paksh. Therefore, beginning is going to be at the first paksh and the reach would be at the Krishan paksh. So the first day, as is the beginning of value 1 on the timeline of units 12830, and it is going to be a beginning as a Shukal paksh, and it is going to be the first day of the Shukal paksh, and here it is going to be the last day of the Krishan paksh. Therefore, it is this feature which is to be comprehended well. We have to be face to face with this feature, this organization, as to how the beginning and end is to be reached. Like that we know there are 6 seasons, say first season to the 6th season. Therefore, the beginning as such is going to be the first day of the first season and the last will be the last day of the last season. These are the features. These 7 features are to be appreciated, to be comprehended. One is to be face to face with this organization feature in terms of the Ganita of Sutras. So we will be having an application of a Ganita of Sutras, particularly a Ganita Sutra 3, which is providing us a format that we shall have a beginning and we shall have an end. And when we want to have a comparison, say of 2 different flow lines, so here will be a beginning and here will be end. When we want to have a comparison of the two, so beginning is to be with the beginning and end is to be with the end. Let us see, we want to have a yuga. So it is of a 5 years duration. And if we have a say of a ritu, then it will be a different unit. So beginning to end, when ritus, we may have a mass, we may have a paksh, and we may have a sanmanstar, and then we say we will maybe having yuga. So all these will be different units, and the comparisons when we will try to have beginning to end, and it is going to be this sort of an organization that beginning is to be associated with the beginning and end is to be associated with the end. And within it as well, we know there can be Uttarayan and Dakshayan for the, and then we know it also like Uttarayan and Dakshayan, we can also have a Shukal Paksh and a Krishan Paksh. So these organizations, as these are, we see are of the features which will be availing a format of a range from beginning to end, and there would be different formats of beginning to end, and we would like to have the comparisons for the same, and for those comparisons the format provided by Adi Aden Antim Anten of Ganita of Sutra 3 is that beginning is to be associated with the beginning and the end is to be associated with the end, and it is this format which is going to be applied, and it is by application of this format, by chase along this format, we will be having a chase of the chase steps of Lagda Jyotish Vedanga, which sequentially for all these 7 different features will be taking us for the entire unit range of 1830 dates. So this unit coverage as Yuga, as Sanvatsar, as Ayan, as month, as Paksh, as Ritu, as Tithi is going to be changed. It is this beautiful, harmonious, parallel chase of the entire range of 1813 steps with these 7 distinct, these are 7 distinct features of internal organization features which are running parallel. So it is here that Kevale Saptakam Gunya, this chase is going to be as such in a linear sequential order as of 7 steps. So it is the 7 streams of flow. Simultaneously there is going to be 7 streams of flow. These 7 streams of flow, a parallel flow, is going to be simultaneously chased, and all these 7 streams will be constituting a unified, harmonious, parallel flow of a Jyoti, of a Prakash, of a Tej. So Prakash, Tej, Jyoti, and ultimately the Brahm Jyoti. How this Dive Ganga Parvaha, these 7 streams of a Jyoti are flowing simultaneously, parallelly, harmoniously, and each flow is not being interfered with by the flow from the other streams. All these 7 streams are harmoniously flowing, making an integrated chase, and this integrated chase is going to be of as smooth flow as each of these streams would require, and still these will be integrating, these will be complementing, these will be supplementing, and this integrated and supplemented system which is being availed and being worked out by the Lagda Jyotish Vedanga. Let us now begin formally with Shloka 5 and Shloka 6. So today the formal initiation and exposure to the mathematics of Lagda Jyotish Vedanga is being taken up with Shloka 5 and Shloka 6. Open a book, and this book, Jyotish Vedanga book, be opened. Let us first be through the original Sanskrit text. This original Sanskrit text is also in a very simple format because focus is to be upon the formulations. Thereafter, let us be through the Hindi translation being given in the book. Therefore, the original Sanskrit text of Shloka 5 followed by the Hindi translation of the text. It be followed with the original text, Sanskrit text of Shloka 6 to be followed by the Hindi translation of Shloka 6. After this, one shall be through it, say once, twice or thrice, and thereafter one shall sit comfortably and try to express oneself, or one shall translate the meanings of Shloka 5 and Shloka 6 in one's own language. Once we will be imbibing the values of the texts of Shloka 5 and Shloka 6, then we can say that we are going to be on the parallel format of organization of the mathematical steps of the Lagda Jyotish Vedanga. Let us revisit Shloka 5. The Shloka 5 text is having a first formulation is a mark. This formulation mark would mean it is the, say, mark is the name of a month. We know that there are 12 months. So first month is a Magh month and last month. So it is going to be a first blissful exercise that let us tabulate the names of the 12 months, beginning with the first Magh. Now, this Magh, we know each month is of a pair of Paksh. First Paksh is a Shukal Paksh of each mass, and the second Paksh is the Krishan Paksh. Now here in Shloka 5 it is mentioned Magh, then it is mentioned Shukal. It is this Shukal Paksh, that means the beginning of the Yuga is going to be with Magh. Yug is to begin with the Magh. Therefore, when we will be having a format, a chase format, when this chase format is going to be as a chase of a timeline, of a time unit, and this time unit we know is going to be, say, of 1 to 1830. This is the beginning. Now here at this beginning point is the beginning of a Yuga, and this Yuga is to begin with the month Magh. Therefore, the first date, first Tithi of Magh is the Tithi of the Yuga. So Yuga begins with the first Tithi of the month of Magh, and it is going to be of the Shukal Paksh. Therefore, it is made specific that the Yuga begins with the first Tithi of the Shukal Paksh of the Magh mass. It is here where we have to be very specific. So beginning is settled. The beginning of the Yuga is settled. It is settled as a Magh month. Then further it is settled as a Shukal Paksh, and then finally it comes to be the first Tithi. So Prathama, first Tithi of the Shukal Paksh of the Magh mass, it is going to be the settled beginning point of the Panch Sanvatsar Yuga of the Lagda Jyotish Vedanga. Lagda Jyotish Vedanga accepts the beginning of the Yuga with the Magh month, Magh mass. It accepts beginning with the Shukal Paksh, and it begins with the first Tithi. So Prathama Tithi of the Shukal Paksh of the Magh mass is the beginning of the Yuga. Nav Yuga begins with the first Prathama Tithi of the Shukal Paksh of the Magh. It is this beginning which is settled. Therefore, the mathematical format of the Lagda Jyotish Vedang is settling the beginning, the first day. The Yuga begins with the first date of the Shukal Paksh of the Magh mass. It is this settlement which makes the mathematics to be specific. Now, this specific thing is further specified with the conclusive that Posh Krishan Samapin. Therefore, the end point is going to be of the Posh mass. So, it is the Posh mass and it is its Krishan Paksh, and it is going to be the Antim Tithi. The last date of the Krishan Paksh of the Posh mass is going to be the end conclusive day of the Yuga. Therefore, first question which one is to pose to oneself is that for what is the date of the beginning of the Yuga? It is the first date of the Shukal Paksh of the Magh month. What is the conclusive date of the conclusion of the Yuga? It is the last date of the Krishan Paksh of the Posh mass. Once beginning and end beginning and end stands as settled, then we can be definite that now our chase is going to be of this range. Here the first date of the Shukla Paksh of the Magh month, and it is going to be the last date of the Krishna Paksh of the Paush Mas. Therefore, beginning with the first date of the Shukla Paksh of the Magh and reaching up till the last date of the Krishna Paksh of the Paush, this is going to be the range. With this range, the Kal Purush, the Kal Gyan Vigyan, the Kal Gyan as it is going to be the aim, as it is the attainment. So Kal Gyan of 5 years duration yuga. So 5 years duration yuga, time line knowledge is beginning with the first date of the Shukla Paksh of the Magh, and it takes up till the last date of the Krishna Paksh of the Paush. Therefore, let us sit comfortably and accept a blissful exercise to pose to oneself the beginning and the end of the yuga. What is the date of the beginning and what is the date of the conclusion of the yuga? Then these technical terms, Shukla Paksh and Krishna Paksh, Magh month and Paush Mas, these are the technical terms, and in terms of these technical terms, let us express oneself. With this Sanskrit text as it is, with the help of this Hindi text, we can have a full comprehension of the values. And let us proceed further. In Shlokas 6, it is called, first is a Swara, then is a Kram, then is a Som, and then is Ark. Now, then is a Sok, is Sav of Savo. These are the from Magh, and this is Shakul, this is Tapa, and here are the Ainam. Now, this expression, this value, this feature is in the background of the settlement of the values of Shloka 5. Let us see what the Hindi expression is given. This is given here, Ganishta, Nakshatra. Therefore here, when we had initially settled the Mas, say Magh, then we have settled the Paksh is Shukla Paksh. Now it is settled here that now let us organize, see there is going to be an organization of nakshatras as well. The beginning as such is to be had in terms of the nakshatras, and it is said it is Sharvishta, Ghanishta Nakshatra. This is Ghanishta Nakshatra, which is being taken at the beginning, and it is here itself that simultaneous Uday is of Surya as well as of a Chandra. Therefore, our this beginning point is going to be the beginning of a Yuga. It is beginning of the first year. It is beginning of a Uttarayan. It is beginning of a Magh month. It is beginning of a Shukla Paksh. And it is the beginning of the Ghanishta Nakshatra. And then it is the beginning of the Sun and Chandra. So all the 5 things, this Surya, Chandra, Nakshatra, Ayan, and the Pakshas. Now all these flow lines, all these flow streams are having a simultaneous beginning. So this beginning point, the date 1, the initiation date is going to be of a Magh month. It is going to be of a Shukla Paksh. and it is going to be the beginning of the Surya Uday. It is going to be of a Chandra Uday, and it is going to be of Ganishta Nakshatra. See, all these things are simultaneously, parallelly having initiation. It is this parallel initiation at the same point. So this beginning, this value 1, this beginning is the parallel flow for a sun. So Saur Varsh, sun, Chandra, moon, calendar. So the solar calendar as well as the moon calendar. And then it is going to be Sawan calendar, means it is going to be of a Magh month. It is going to be of a Shukal Paksh, and it is going to be of the Ganishta Nakshatra. So all these flow streams are having the beginning at the same point. This is the beginning of the Yuga. So at the initiation point, at the first point itself, there is going to be a simultaneous flow. Now this simultaneous flow in each case is going to be of a different duration. Say there would be 366 days calendar, there would be 365 days calendar, there would be 360 days calendars, and like that there is going to be a dimensional frame of 27 nakshatras. And these features and many other simultaneous features in between will be giving us a different duration format. Therefore, beginning to end, we have to reach in terms of a different units. One unit may take at this, another may take say up till this, another may take up till this, another may take up till this, another may take up till this. Now there would be frequency. We know when we will be reaching at the fifth Ganita Sutra, it is Vestanam. It is folding. Now, these features of a linear organization up till 7 steps, when we'll be entering the spatial order, it will start creating folds. It is this folding feature which is to be comprehended. We will be reaching at this, but here today our focus remains, though we are saying we are moving from the beginning to the end, but in spite of this, our major focus here today is only at the beginning. So starting point, the starting point is going to be a starting point of many flow streams. All flow streams, so different calendars, may it be solar calendar, may it be moon calendar, may it be earth calendar, may it be nakshatra. So all these different duration calendars flowing with from the common beginning point is the feature of the Lagad Jyotish Vedanga. Lagad Jyotish Vedanga is simultaneously chasing many, more than one, more than two, more than three. In fact, the 5 simultaneously different calendars are being chased by the Lagad Jyotish Vedanga with a common beginning point. So let us make a note that the mathematics of Lagad Jyotish Vedanga is the mathematics of simultaneous chase of 5 different duration calendars, but for all the 5 different duration calendars, beginning point, starting point is the same. And it is this starting point which is the first date. It is this starting point which is the initiation with the Magh month. It is this beginning point which is with this Shukal Paksh. It is with this beginning point which is of a Uttarayan. It is this beginning point which is of a Ganishta Nakshatra. It is the beginning point which is the rising time of the sun. It is the beginning point which is the rising time of the moon. So rising time of the moon, rising time of the sun, the initiation phase of Ganishta Nakshatra, the Shukal Paksh, Uttarayana, Magh Mas, all these are having a simultaneous initiation flow from the same point. It is this initiation point, it is this common initiation point, it is the first date of the Yuga. So 5 years Yuga of the Lagda Jyotish Vedang as a time unit is having a common beginning for all the different calendars being chased by the Lagda Jyotish Vedanga. So let us conclude by making a specific statement that the beauty of the Lagda Jyotish Vedanga is that it is accepting a common initiation point for different duration calendars for having a complete, simultaneous, parallel, integrated flow for having a reach at the common end point. Beginning from the same point but being of a different durations and reach in all cases again is going to be common end point. Beginning with the same point and reach at the same end point despite that there are different durations. So it is this different durations calendars simultaneous chase by the Lagda Jyotish Vedanga is the success and beauty of the attainment of the Lagda Jyotish Vedanga, and the mathematical format, the mathematical values being availed by this format are the values and features of the Ganita Upsutras. And we know Ganita Upsutras are in fact availing the value of the Ganita Sutras. Therefore, Ganita Sutras as pure values are being availed by Ganita Upsutras as applied values thereof, and in terms of these applied values, the common unified format of the Jyoti flow as a different streams is being chased and worked out by the Jyotish Vedanga, and one shall sit comfortably and to comprehend and imbibe all these features to have a successful, complete chase of the entire timeline unit of 1830 units. So each date is going to be specifically chased, and each date is then going to be chased as many as 30 Mahurats, and then each Mahurat is to be further divided into further sub units. Therefore, each date itself is going to be a chase, a complete chase of many features. Thank you very much.